Hello students, this is Dr. Neeraj and we are into the revision summary of classical mechanics part 9, and today we are going to discuss something about the Newtonian mechanics. So let us see the application of Newtonian mechanics and the pattern of the questions that we can get in the examination related to this part. Now first of all I will discuss some of the key points regarding the projectile motion. So in projectile motion, first of all, I will tell you the formula. When you throw a projectile on a level ground, then we know that the path followed by the projectile, it is like this. It comes out to be a parabola, and if the velocity vector of the projectile, it is making an angle theta with the horizontal, then this can be resolved into two parts, u cos theta, u sin theta, and then there are some quantities that we need to know: the range, maximum height, and time period of the projectile. So in case of time period, you can note down time period is given by 2u sin theta by g, where u is the velocity of projection and theta is the angle of inclination with horizontal. So right now I am talking about the angle with the horizontal. So if you are getting in the exam that the angle is with the vertical, then you can obviously replace this theta with 90 minus theta. So this is called time of flight. Time of flight means the time after which the projectile will hit the ground. You can also say like that. Okay. And similarly, in order to calculate the height, max height, this particular height, you can use u square sine square theta by 2g, and then range is given by u square sine 2 theta by g. So these are the three important formulae that we need to remember. And then one more important formula is equation of motion. From there we get to know that the path is a parabola, and the equation of motion is, it relates the y coordinate of the projectile. Suppose at any instant the coordinates of the projectile are x and y. So this equation, it relates the coordinates of the projectile together. Okay, or you can say it gives the relation of the y coordinate of the projectile in terms of x or vice versa. So if you know one coordinate, then you can easily work out the other coordinate. So you can see it is of the form ax minus bx square, and it represents a parabola. Represents a parabola. So these are the things when the projectile, it is thrown at some angle with the horizontal or the level ground. Okay. So in case of, I am writing it here, in case of vertical projection, in case of angle with the vertical, angle theta with the vertical, replace theta by 90 minus theta in these formulae. So actually we have done two cases. Okay. So in case of vertical projection, if you are given the angle with vertical, then you have to replace theta by 90 minus theta in all these formulae. Now let us see something about the projectile motion on an inclined plane. Projectile motion on inclined plane. So what happens when a projectile, it is fired at some angle with the inclined plane? So let me make the diagram. Suppose this is the inclined plane that I am talking about. Okay. And let us suppose this is the projectile and it goes like this, and obviously this is the velocity vector of the projectile, and this will make some angle with the horizontal. Okay, let this angle be theta, and because this is an inclined plane, this will also be inclined at some angle to the horizontal, so let this angle be beta. So now let us suppose the vertical distance, it is denoted by y and the horizontal by x. Now the component of velocity along horizontal, it will be u cos theta, and obviously along vertical it will be u sin theta. Okay, and what about tangent beta? If we have a look at the graph, tangent beta will be given by y by x from this right angle triangle, because this is the perpendicular, this is the base, and tangent theta is, you can know, perpendicular to base. No? So now in this particular case, what you can do is, you are already having equation of motion from earlier discussion, gx square by 2u square cos square theta. Because this projectile, it is making an angle theta with horizontal. So this is the case of horizontal projection. So from there I am getting the equation number 1, and I can also say y equal to x tangent beta from this equation. So from 1 and 2 I can obviously equate these two equations. So can I say x tangent beta, it is equal to x tangent theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. So now you can easily solve 2u square cos square theta x tangent theta minus x tangent beta. What you can do is, you can take x common on the right hand side, and obviously x cannot be 0, so I can cancel out this 1x and I will be getting 2u square cos square theta by g tangent theta minus tangent beta. Okay, so this is the expression for x. Now I can get the horizontal range, because I need to get the range on the inclined plane. Now how this r is related to x? So obviously if I calculate cos beta, then it will be x by r. So this gives me r equal to x by cos beta or x secant beta. So r will be 2u square cos square theta g cos beta. So I am able to get the range very easily, just with simple trigonometry and earlier knowledge. Okay, so this is the range, and in the similar way I can get the time of flight. So it will be given by 2u cos theta by g tangent theta minus tangent beta. Okay, this I get from this u cos theta into t, so t will be x by u cos theta. That's how I got this expression. Okay, and we already talked about y. This y we already know, na? This, either you can solve by this or this, how this y is related. Now let us have a look at the kind of question that you can get from this part, because we normally forget these things when we study it in our +1 standard. So we need to revise these things. A stone is dropped vertically from the top of a tower of height 40 meter. At the same time, a gun is aimed directly at the stone from the ground. At a horizontal distance (30 meters) from the base of the tower. From the base of the tower, and fired. If the bullet from the gun is to hit the stone before it reaches the ground, the minimum velocity of the bullet must be approximately, and the options are 17.7. So I will be giving you a hint how to solve. I would be writing the equations. So rest of the calculations you can do yourself. Okay. Now see, there is a tower of height 40 meter. This is the tower. Okay, tower of height 40 meter, and then the stone is thrown from a distance of 30 meter from the base of the tower. So this distance is 30 meter. Okay, so stone is thrown. So stone will go like this. Let me use the different color. So obviously the stone will go like this, no? Like this, and let the angle of projection be theta, like this. So it has to be thrown with some minimum velocity before it, so that it hits the stone before it reaches the ground. Before it reaches the ground. So somewhere here, just before it reaches the ground, a stone has been dropped like this. So how we can do this? It means the range is 30 meter. Of course, the stone, it has to cover a distance of 30 meter. So it means the range of the stone is 30 meter, and we know range is u square sine 2 theta by g. So can I write it v minimum square and then sine 2 theta as 2 sine theta cos theta? Is it? Okay. Now obviously if I join these all together, this is 30, this is 40, so this will be 50 meter. So it means I know the value of sine theta. Sine theta will be 40 by 50, that is 4 by 5. And because it was aimed directly towards the stone, it is given. You can read it. Aimed directly at the stone. So that's why. So cos theta will be 30 by 50, that is 3 by 5. So these values I can substitute directly from here now. So it means v minimum square into 2 into sine theta, that is 4 by 5, cos theta 3 by 5. So this g, I can take it to be 10 because I have to calculate approximately, or you can write it to be 9.8 only. Okay, if you are not comfortable with 10. Because there is much difference between all the options. No two options are nearby. तो ऐसे केस में आप कर सकते हैं. Okay. So 2, 4, 3, and then you have to take the square root of this quantity. So after solving, you will get 17.7 meter per second. So C option is correct. Okay, so that's how you can solve projectile problems if you remember all the formulae. Now let us discuss another topic from Newtonian mechanics. That is called coefficient of restitution. And this is also very important क्योंकि सभी एग्जाम्स में बेटा 5 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन इसमें पूछा जाता है एंड यू विल बी एबल टू डू दैट क्वेश्चन in less than 5 seconds after attending this revision summary class. 5 सेकेंड में कर दोगे बेटा, this I can guarantee you. It is denoted by small e and definition is relative velocity of separation to relative velocity of approach. So it is the property of two body when we are talking about the relative term. So it means coefficient of restitution. It is the property of two bodies because only then the relative term will be there, no? Not a single body. So this is the first thing that we must remember. Okay. So now in case of collisions, there are three types of collision basically. Na? Perfectly inelastic collision, first of all. Perfectly inelastic. Now in case of inelastic, perfectly inelastic collision, E is 0. What does it mean? Obviously E can be 0 only when the numerator is 0. Na? Okay. So it means relative velocity of separation is 0. अब इसका मतलब क्या हुआ बेटा? Collision में क्या होता है? One body is coming and it is striking with another body, and relative velocity of separation means 0 means the bodies they got stick together. Na? They are not getting separated. तो perfectly inelastic में यही तो होता है. The bodies they got stick together. There is no separation and the energy it is lost in the form of heat. Okay, that's what we are getting. So it means loss in kinetic energy and it is max because they are not separating at all. सारी kinetic energy खत्म होगी ना जब आपस में रुकी गई. Okay, then inelastic, sorry. Inelastic collision means in between, not perfectly elastic, not perfectly inelastic. So in this case, E will lie between 0 and 1. So because E is less than 1, so I can say that relative velocity of separation, it will be less than relative velocity of approach. Okay, and then there is perfectly elastic collision. Perfectly elastic collision. So in this E is equal to 1, it means relative velocity of separation, it is equal to relative velocity of approach. Okay. So now let us discuss one system and we will do one question based on that also. That what kind of questions they are being asked in examination. So normally they are related to the bouncing ball. So let us discuss this topic in little bit detail and I will be giving you mind-blowing formulas related to this topic जो अगर आप अप्लाई करेंगे बेटा एग्जाम में तो विद इन 5 सेकेंड आपका आंसर आएगा. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे सिस्टम क्या होता है? बाउंसिंग बॉल में सिस्टम क्या रहता है आपका? बॉल प्लस ग्राउंड. Okay. So now suppose this is the ground and ball which is falling downwards. So it is striking the ground with velocity u, and then it is going up with some velocity u dash, let us suppose, and the coefficient of restitution, let us assume it to be e. Okay. So now, what is the relative velocity? E is v2 minus v1 by u1 minus u2. Relative velocity of separation and relative velocity of approach. Okay. So now, ground is not moving at all. v2 is 0. Na? And final velocity of the ball is u dash. Na? V's, they are the final, this is the final velocity of ground, final velocity of ball. Okay. Separation means final, na? And then these are the initial velocity. 2 correspond to the ground and 1 correspond to the ball. Okay. So now, this will be u, this will be 0 because ground was not moving at all. Na? So this is minus u dash by u, and you can see, and this negative sign, it shows that ball now is moving in opposite direction. It is going upward, na? As and earlier it was coming down. Na? Okay. Now you can note down, if a ball falls from height h, suppose, then when it bounces back, it will rise to a height e square h. Okay. And then next time it will further e square h like this, that is e4h, and so on. So h is e square h, and then, so can we calculate the total distance covered? Total distance covered. What will be the total distance covered? It will be the sum of these, all these distances up to infinity. So it will be h. So this distance will be counted once only because the ball is only coming down. But in all these cases, once the ball is going up and then coming down, going up and coming down. So ये सारे distance हम 2 बार count करेंगे. So it will be twice of e square h, e4h up to infinity. So let us see. So I can obviously take e square h common. तो ये एक जीपी सीरीज बन जाएगी हमारी, जीपी सीरीज. और इसमें फर्स्ट टर्म आपकी क्या है, 1 एंड कॉमन रेशियो ई स्क्वायर. तो इसका सम आप ये लिख सकते हैं. और जब आप इसको सॉल्व करेंगे बेटा, यू कैन सी ना, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, स्ट्रेट अवे. अब आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन गिवन हो, उसमें यू जस्ट नीड टू नो द इनिशियल हाइट एंड कोफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन. इस फॉर्मूले में आप डायरेक्ट वैल्यूज डाल देंगे तो आपको टोटल डिस्टेंस कवर्ड मिल जाएगा. ओके, यू विल बी एबल टू गेट द टोटल डिस्टेंस कवर्ड इन वन गो. चलिए अभी इसी तरह टाइम भी निकालते हैं. टोटल टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट, टोटल टाइम जब तक बॉल रेस्ट पे नहीं आ जाती. टोटल का मतलब है टिल द बॉल कम्स टू रेस्ट. यू नो, जब कोई बॉडी फ्री फॉल करती है, फर्स्ट केस में जैसे कर रही है, इस केस में जो टाइम होता है बेटा, टाइम इज 2h by g स्क्वायर रूट. ओके, सो फर्स्ट केस में जो टाइम आता है आपका, लेट्स कॉल इट t डैश, और आपने h का रिलेशन तो ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेट कर ही रखा है. इसका मतलब सेकेंड केस में h के बजाय आप e स्क्वायर h कर दोगे और इसको 2 बार काउंट करोगे, क्योंकि एक बार बॉल ऊपर गई और फिर नीचे आई. तो इसमें तो t डैश लिया, ठीक है, इसमें आपने कर दिया 2 बार, एंड अगेन उसमें 2 बार कर दिया टाइम, सो ऑन. क्योंकि फर्स्ट टाइम तो वो अकेली नीचे ही आ रही है, बाकी सभी टाइम वो ऊपर भी जा रही है और नीचे भी आ रही है. तो इसलिए मैंने यहां पे ये 2 लगाया, दिस 2. ओके, एंड देन अनदर 2, and in place of e square h we will be having e4h, like this. तो इसमें से 2h/g अगर कॉमन ले लिया जाए तो 1 + 2e स्क्वायर एंड सो ऑन अप टू इन्फिनिटी आ जाएगा. सो 2h/g. नाउ अब इसमें से 2e अगर कॉमन ले लें तो 1 + e स्क्वायर, तो ये एक जीपी सीरीज बन गई. अब तो व्हाट इज द सम? 2e/1 - e. इसको अगर सॉल्व करते हैं then we get this. So I have given you the very important formula of this kind. Now see, let us discuss one question that has come in the exam. Okay, जो आया हुआ है और अभी देखना आप बहुत इजीली उसको कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, चलिए देखते हैं. तो क्वेश्चन इज, a ball is dropped vertically from a height h onto a plane surface. हाइट h से प्लेन सरफेस पे हमने फॉल करवा दी एंड इट इज परमिटेड टू बाउंस repeatedly along a vertical line. So it is doing only vertical motion. So after every bounce, its kinetic energy, this is important, its kinetic energy, it becomes a quarter means 1/4 हो जाती है. quarter of its kinetic energy before the bounce. तो आपको कैलकुलेट क्या करना है? द बॉल विल कम टू रेस्ट. देखिए अभी वही पूछा ना, टोटल टाइम. द बॉल विल कम टू रेस्ट आफ्टर टाइम. कितने टाइम के बाद रेस्ट पे आती है तो वो आपको कैलकुलेट करना है. अब देखिए फर्स्ट ऑप्शन ऐसा दिया है, सम ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स दे वुड गो फॉर द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन क्योंकि उनको लगेगा कि इट विल कीप ऑन बाउंसिंग, इट विल नेवर कम एट रेस्ट. तो इसलिए दे हैव स्मार्टली गिवन यू द ऑप्शन ए. इसी तरह ये देखिए. तो अब इसको देखिए कैसे, मैं आपको फंडा बताता हूं. अब कैसे आपको रिलेट करना है उस फॉर्मूले से. तो टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट का हमारे पास फॉर्मूला क्या है बेटा? अभी हमने निकाला था टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट का जो फॉर्मूला हमने निकाला था उसमें मुझे इनिशियल हाइट चाहिए, वो तो h ही है इसमें. ओके, तो इट मींस आई रिक्वायर ओनली ई कोफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन. तो कोफिशिएंट ऑफ रेस्टिट्यूशन कैसे निकालेंगे? अब मान लीजिए जब बॉल ड्रॉप कर रही थी उसकी वेलोसिटी u थी और जब वो राइज कर रही थी उसकी u' थी. ठीक है ना? तो इसका मतलब मुझे क्या है गिवन है कि जो काइनेटिक एनर्जी है वो 1/4 हो गई है इनिशियल काइनेटिक एनर्जी का. यही मीनिंग है ना इसका. इनिशियली ½ mu² थी, बाद में ½ mu' बन गई. तो इसमें से ये आप कैंसिल कर देंगे ½ m. तो यू कैन सी u' आपका इजीली u/2 आ गया. वो नेगेटिव साइन मैंने आपको बताया था ना किस लिए था, डायरेक्शन ऑपोजिट के लिए. और हमने क्या किया था, u' = EU होता है, इसका मतलब E आपका ½ आ गया. तो अब आप E की वैल्यू अगर पुट कर देते हैं तो आप देखिए E आपका ½ आ गया. इसमें पुट करिए बेटा. सो 2h/g 3/2 1/2 ये कट जाएगा. सो 3 × 2h/g ना. डी ऑप्शन इज द आंसर. तो आप काउंट करिए कितना टाइम लगा मेरे को, और 5 मार्क्स में आता है क्वेश्चन ये. ओके, तो आई होप बेटा आपको आज का लेक्चर बहुत ही अच्छा लगा होगा और आपने कुछ लर्न भी किया होगा. तो दैट्स व्हाई मैं आपको रिकमेंड करना चाहूंगा कि एजू अंकल को जल्दी से जल्दी ज्वाइन कीजिए, ऐप डाउनलोड कीजिए. ऐप में आप अपने डाउट्स पूछ सकते हैं, एक्सपर्ट्स आपके जो डाउट्स हैं वो क्लियर करते हैं, सॉल्यूशन सेंड किए जाते हैं. और यहाँ पे डुअल लर्निंग मोड है, हम आपको प्रोवाइड करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, नोट्स प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं पीडीएफ फॉर्म में, और वीडियो समरी लेक्चर्स भी आपको सेंड कर रहे हैं ताकि आप बेटर परफॉर्म कर पाएं. सो दैट्स वाई यही है कि हमारी कंसिस्टेंट सिलेक्शंस होती हैं अंडर ऑल इंडिया रैंक 100 सिंस 2016, क्योंकि हम बोथ मोड्स में स्टूडेंट्स को गाइड करते हैं वट एवर पॉसिबल थिंग दे रिक्वायर. सो इसलिए एजू अंकल को बेटा ज्वाइन कीजिए. नेक्स्ट वीडियो लेक्चर में मिलते हैं. टेक केयर, बाय बाय.